Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you today about a good little tip and trick on knowing what's wrong with your car, whether it is the alternator or the battery. So I didn't know this stuff. I'm more of do the paperwork, but as I learn stuff, I'll pass it on to you guys. The little tip and trick here is with your alternator and your battery. They both serve similar functions, but they do different things. The battery in your car starts your car, and your alternator allows you to drive. Now, as you drive your car, the alternator sends power to your car and recharges your battery so that you can get back in your car and start it up again. Conversely, if your battery was the only thing your car was running on, your car wouldn't make it very far, right? So your battery immediately starts to drain. And an analogy of this is think about your cell phone. If you were on your cell phone and you decided today I am going to spend all day vegging out and watching YouTube videos, maybe you want to watch us, maybe you want to watch me at Any Budget Cars, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, guys. I appreciate it anyways. So let's say you said, hey, I want to watch YouTube videos all day. You had your cell phone in your hand and you started watching them. Well, immediately you'll see that little battery indicator somewhere over here just start dropping down, okay? And that'll immediately start dropping down. Eventually, your phone will die. You won't be able to watch YouTube videos anymore. It's the same concept of driving your car on strictly the battery. If your alternator wasn't working, your battery would not get your car but maybe 5 to 10 miles if you're lucky. Your battery and your car would die because it only has so much juice, and there's a lot more, so to speak, YouTube videos going on in your car's engine than there are out there, right? So, conversely, if you have your alternator, let's say you have your cell phone charger hooked up to your phone all day, you'll see that little battery indicator in the top corner there. If it was at 100%, will stay at 100%. And you'll be able to watch YouTube videos all day long. I mean, all day. As long as you don't lose power to your house, you will watch YouTube videos all day long. You can watch them 24/7, no problem. And that's how the alternator works. That's why you can get in your car, and once the alternator starts running, it almost acts like a little generator. It just sits there spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And what it does is it sends power back to your car so that you can drive 100, 200, 300, 400 miles, however far you want to go. I mean, essentially, you'll run out of gas eventually, but the principle is that what it's doing is it's running all the functions of your car, and it's also simultaneously sending power back to your battery to keep your battery charged. So that way, when you turn off your car, your battery's at 100%, and or your phone is at 100%. So when you turn your phone back on to go back into YouTube, or you go back out to your car to start your car the next day, or a day or two later, your battery's still got juice and power enough to start your car. It has enough volts to start amps, I'm sorry. Cold amps is what starts your car. It's got to have a certain number of cold amps. The voltage required that it sends to your starter to get the car actually up and started is a totally different video and a totally different thing. I'm not gonna go into today. But easy way to tell if you have a bad alternator or a bad battery is if you can get in your car and you can drive more than 5 to 10 miles, most likely you have a bad battery. If you get in your car and you can't drive very far without your car just dying, most likely you have a bad alternator, right? And now that's not to say that your battery is low and you start your car up and then it dies because you have your AC blasting at 4, you have all your lights and your brights on and all your dome lights and your radio on. That's a totally different thing. But if you jump your car in the morning and your car runs and drives great, gets you to work 20, 30 minutes away or whatever, and then you go to start your car that afternoon or whenever you're leaving work and your car doesn't start and you got to get it jumped again, you most likely have a bad battery. And on the opposite spectrum, if you're driving your car, if it started up, or even if you had to jump to start your car, because what'll happen then is the reason you might have to jump start your car, even if your battery is low, is if your alternator was messing up while you were driving home. If your alternator messed up and it didn't charge your battery, that means your car was running strictly off your battery. Your ampage and your voltage might be lower. so it won't give enough power to the starter to actually start your car. Then you jump start your car, and if you can only drive 2, 3, 4 miles and your car turns off, most likely it's your alternator. So when you go to the parts store or you go talk to a mechanic or something like that, you have a little bit more knowledge on how the actual alternator and battery system in your car works, how your car actually moves back and forth from day to day. With that, guys, I'm going to sign off on this video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the little tip and trick on how to tell if your alternator or your battery is bad in your car. Take it easy, guys.